Hello everybody and welcome to the On Wine Fair, the first Italian wines virtual exhibition. On Wine Fair is the international digital event where Italian winemakers share the unique features of their wines with importers, distributors and retailers in 122 countries in the world. The guest of today is Alessandro Locatelli of ROCCHE di Costamagna, located in the Langhe region in the north of Italy. In the next 15 minutes, you will learn more about the winery and its incredible wines. During the webinar, you can download some documents that ROCCHE di Costamagna wants to share with you, and you can also write your question in the live chat. And I remind you that if you would like to know more about the winery's proposal and talk directly to Alessandro, you can book a one-to-one video call just by using the link you can find in the webinar confirmation email or on the On Wine Fair official page. You can choose the date and time you prefer. And now it's time to start. Welcome, Alessandro. You can start your presentation.
Thank you, Vanessa. I'm very happy to introduce our family business, ROCCHE Costamagna. We are Barolo producer. We are in La Morra. La Morra is the most important municipality for Barolo area. And we are proud to produce Barolo from 180 years. That's really a long time for our property. And the most important wine that we produce is a Barolo single vineyard named Rocche dell'Annunziata. La Morra is the most important municipality for Barolo because 30% of total Barolo arrive from La Morra area, and also a lot of small producer. And then our family started the production in 1841, one of the oldest winery in the area. And we are very proud of that because our history is one of the oldest, is close to 2 centuries of story in wine production, and was always managed from the same family, the family Costamagna. And then Costamagna was my grandmother, the last with the name of the family. And we have a license from the King of Italy that at that time was the King of Piedmont from 1841, really one of the oldest in the area. And we had also a gold medal in 1911 for introduce 50 years of Barolo production. We have a great collection of very old bottles in our property, and also this advertising that was printed more than 100 years ago, a little bit unique for the wine business because it's a woman alone that drink red wine, something really unusual for that time. And there are only 2 images like this for the wine business in our area. And the company, our winery, restarted the wine production at the end of the 60s, because unfortunately for 20 years the family they stopped the wine production. And then my mother, Claudia Ferraresi, restarted the company in 1969, and was a new start for the family, because was not only a business, but was really a great love for this area and for the story of our property. And we decided to have a winery, but also a cultural center, because my mother was a painter, and also we have a library inside our property that is open to the public. And for many, many years, we organize a lot of cultural events and a lot of meeting with writers, with artists, and then was always a mix between wine and culture together. Our area is really one of the most important wine production area in the world, and we know that, and we are very happy to work in this part of the world that really is one of the unique part also for the landscape, and not only for the wine production. And we decided to have a winery completely open to the public every day, and we are open 10 hours a day for 7 days a week. Is a winery that is open to the public from more than 40 years. And then 40 years ago was unusual find a winery like this in this area. And then we are happy to say that is a welcoming winery. And our story started in a very important single vineyard, and Rocca dell'Annunziata. And during the last years, we decided to improve our production. Now we manage in total 14 hectares of a vineyard. We decided to be sustainable in our style of production. And it's more than 15 years that we completely stop with herbicide and pesticide. And we work really in a natural way. And we decided to renew all our vineyards during the last 25 years. And now we have a very nice vineyard with a little bit more high density and new clones. That's really important for the quality of the wine, because we produce a limited quantity for each vine. And we are close to 1.2, 1.4 kilo for each vine. During the summertime, we reduce the quantity. Sometimes we make a green harvest with 50% of grapes that are going down in July and destroyed. The village, La Mora, is really fabulous because it's at the top of the hill in front of the Barolo area. From our property, we can see 80% of the Barolo area. And Rocca dell'Annunziata is the most important part of the property. We have 3.5 hectares altogether in this fantastic single vineyard, and was completely renewed in the last years. And then now the production is going to be better and better year by year. And we are so happy to have this fantastic soil to manage and to respect. In our parcel, we produce 2 wines that are really our flagship wines, and the Barolo Rocca dell'Annunziata and the Barolo Rocca dell'Annunziata Riserva. The soil is fabulous because it has a fantastic characteristic that keep the water inside. Also, when the season is very dry, we can have fantastic wine also with that climate, because the water stay inside the soil and is going back to the vines during the summertime. And the soil is called Marne di Sant'Agata Fossili, is a really nice kind of soil, and very deep, and also produce wine with nice complexity in the nose. The perfume of our wine is very complex in the aroma, and a nice floral sensation, a nice spicy, and also a balsamic hint that is something a little bit unique, that is a characteristic from this parcel of land. We produce also Barbera d'Alba. Barbera is the second grape for our winery. The most important is Nebbiolo for Barolo and Langhe Nebbiolo. But Barbera is very traditional because it's the grape that was always in our hills from century. And we decided to dedicate a single vineyard in Neirane, in Verduno, because a part of our vineyards are in Verduno. And in this single vineyard, that is also a single vineyard allowed for Barolo production, but we decided to produce the best selection of our Barbera, that is called the Barbera Superiore, Rocca delle Rocche, in this parcel, Neirane. Is a fantastic vineyard. You can see the picture that is really, really nice. And every year we have a fantastic ripening, and also this kind of soil that is completely different than the Barolo give a very nice fruity and floral sensation. Really complex. The violet is inside our wines, and we would like to respect this characteristic of the soil. In the cellar, we use different kind of barrel aging, and then we prefer, our philosophy is respect the style of the vines. We would like to have the particular difference that we have in our grapes, and respect that. And we use different kind of barrel for our aging. Fermentation is in stainless steel tanks, and takes a different time for each wine. The aging for our Barolo and for our Nebbiolo is in the Slavonian oak barrel, medium size, 2,500 to 3,000 liters, that are very typical for our area and for Nebbiolo. This kind of barrel give they are a little bit neutral, didn't give any particular sensation from the barrel, but helps the wine to age slowly and have the perfect sensation of the grape. And we decided to be really traditional in this style of aging. And for Nebbiolo and the Barolo, 100% of the barrel aging is in this kind of barrel. We use French barrique for our Barbera. Barolo Rocche dell'Annunziata is the wine that really characterize our property. You know, Barolo 100% and Nebbiolo grapes. The single vineyard is the altitude is between 360, 320 meters. Rocche dell'Annunziata is very different because it started 280 until close to 400 meters, and we own the highest part of the single vineyard. Is very rich of clay, this part, and then we decided to have a density of vines that are close to 400, 8,000 vines per hectare. Fermentation is traditional, very classic, between 2 and 3 weeks in Slavonian oak, fermentation in stainless steel tanks. And then after the maceration with the skin, barrel aging takes close to 2 years. By the law is 18 months, but we decide to age a little bit more. In the same single vineyard, we produce our Barolo Riserva. Is one of the 5 different plots that we have. With the Riserva, we make a longer maceration with the skin. We push the skin into the wine. We make this kind of maceration after the fermentation. And then sometime we arrive in total with 3 weeks of fermentation and maybe other 10 days of maceration with the skin. Is a fantastic wine for long aging, and we produce the Riserva only in the best vintages. Hopefully in the last years we had a lot of incredible nice harvest, and then we have also Riserva for every vintage. We skip only 2014, that was a little bit lighter than usual. Starting 2011, we started a production of Barolo Classico, a blend of different Barolo vineyards in La Morra and Verduno. Is the style of fermentation and the style of production is very similar than the other our Barolo, but the soil is completely different. And then we have a Barolo really approachable and easy to understand. Usually after 4 years, this wine is showing very well its characteristic. And then we are happy also to have a Barolo that is so pleasant and so easy to understand for everyone. I told you that Barbera is our second grape at the property. A really important part of our production are Barbera d'Alba and Barbera d'Alba Superiore. Very happy also that this year we had an award with our classic Barbera in the best Italian wines for quality price. That is really nice to understand that also the most simple wine that we produce has a very high quality. Barbera d'Alba is very rich in fruit sensation of cherry and very well balanced. The powerful of the body is balanced with the acidity of the Barbera that is classic for this wine. And we do a small aging in a barrel. Usually we use a new French barrique for the Barbera selection and the used barrel after 3 years for the classic Barbera. Barbera Superiore is the best selection in the single vineyard Neirane. For Barbera, we have a density a little bit higher. We are close to 500 and 5,000 vines for hectare, very, very high density. And the production is very limited for each vine. And Barbera Superiore usually has a longer fermentation and then aging in a small French barrique in French oak. Barbera has a very nice, has a great potential of aging, and the French barrel give more complexity to this wine. And then we decided to use both kind of barrel aging, but for different grapes. Barbera in small French and Barolo in Slavonian oak. Another wine that is very interesting for us is the little brother of Barolo, that's Langhe Nebbiolo. Langhe Nebbiolo, 100% Nebbiolo grapes produced in the Barolo area in vineyards that are not allowed for Barolo production at the moment, but will be allowed in the future. And then 100% Nebbiolo with a little bit shorter maceration, only 8 to 10 days with the skin. And then after that, the barrel aging is in the same barrel that are used for Barolo, but only for 1 year. And we are really happy because we started more than 30 years ago produce a fresh Nebbiolo that is really a fantastic introduction for our Barolo. And now we are really happy that also the market and the customer are understanding that Nebbiolo, sometimes I say that is our fresh Pinot Noir, because it has a fantastic fruity sensation and more velvet than the Barolo at the palate. Very rich in the nose with fruit aroma, and easy to drink starting 2 years after the harvest. And it's possible to match this wine with every kind of food. I really like also try this wine with a fish food or with a spicy food. It's a very nice complexity. We also have a little production of 2 fresh wines. Dolcetto d'Alba without barrel aging is the classic Dolcetto that is the daily wine for this area, and very classic, has a black fruit inside. You feel the blackberry, and a little bit tannic, but is a characteristic of this grape that match very well with appetizer and fresh food. Is very nice. Also a little bit chilly from the cellar. And we started 20 years ago. We would like to have a white, and we decided to grow Arnese that is typical in this area. Typical in Langhe, more well known in Roero, but the cold exposure, the west, the northwest and the west are fantastic for white wines. And Arnese is a really incredible grape because every year we have a fantastic quality. And we are really happy with this wine that has a little aromatic sensation and a fantastic freshness and a soft acidity. And we have also a grappa and the Barolo Chinato. That is something that we do like a passion, because I really like the Barolo Chinato. And then we do at the property tour and tasting, and that's something that we really like. We decided to be open to the public, organize a tasting at the property. We have a fantastic view from our cellar that is in the historical cellar, in the historical center of the village. We have the aging cellar in this old building, and the view is absolutely amazing. And every day we are open, not now, unfortunately, but we will be open soon again. And we do tasting, visit, little seminary about our wines, or vertical tasting with 4 different vintages. Is something that all the people that love Barolo is starting to do very, very well, and they like taste the different vintages. Is something that explain what is happening during the aging of our wines. We have this part with the library in the center, and we decided 15 years ago to have also a part of hospitality at the first floor. And we restored this part of the building, and we have 4 suites for people that like visit the area. And they have a lot of wine in the rooms, and then this fantastic view. And 4 suites that are we started to be open in the most important part of the season, but in the last 4 or 5 years, I understood that this changed a lot, because the season is going to be very, very long. We open in February usually, and we are open all the year until early January in the next years. And each room has a fantastic solarium outside with this view, and people enjoy stay outside and drink wine during the evening.
Well, thank you, Alessandro. It was very interesting. I just have one quick question. So where do you already sell your wines in the world, and what are the countries you would like to export to in the short time?
It's incredible that for us, export is 70% of our work, and then was always like this. Our wines had an incredible nice appeal in around the world. Most important part of the market is in North America, that always love our wines, United States and Canada. But in the last 10 years, the market changed a lot. Now UK is going to be a very interesting market, because a lot of private consumers that love the French wine in the past are going to start to drink more Italian, and we are so happy. And then the 2 most important reds are Barolo and Brunello di Montalcino, and we are very happy to introduce our wine in this market with the people that knows wine so well. And then it was a little bit of a surprise in the last 5 years, because we sell in advance our wine. We sell a little bit like a French wine with a reservation, and that's something that for us is really, really nice. And new markets are in the last year. Australia is going to be very, very interesting, and Nebbiolo, Australian palate love Nebbiolo, and then it's a really surprise for us. And Asia is another market that grown a lot. We sell 10% of our wines in Asian market, and also now Asian market is going to be very, very well. And we sell a little bit worldwide, and Europe became a little bit smaller. Europe market became a little bit smaller in the last years, and then I can say that 50% of our wine are going outside Europe at the moment. We are also happy because with the winery open, we sell a little bit, 10% of our wine directly to the consumer. And in the last months, we understood that wine is something that is necessary for everyone. Is something
Especially
that gives
to
us a bit
survive the
happiness.
lockdown. Yeah,
Lockdown is lockdown, more wine at home.
exactly. Well, thank you very much, Alessandro. I hope you enjoyed the webinar, and don't forget to book your one-to-one video call with Alessandro for further information. Thank you all for watching, and see you at the next webinar of On Wine Fair. And as we always say, viva il vino italiano. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye.
Vazon Group, the bridge between research and enology. We develop integrated, synergistic solutions to create new technologies, while always focusing on total wine quality improvement. Beginning with the concept of mild technology, our process philosophy for only creating subtle changes without altering the wine's original and natural characteristics. Throughout the years, we constantly expand and grow our portfolio of enological equipment and products, forever paying special attention to environmental sustainability and wine quality. In conjunction with the use of continually enhanced enological coadjuvants, we rely upon the creation and application of physical separation technique equipment, which we developed under the brand and company Douglas. 1988 Flotation. 1997 Tartaric stabilization by membrane. 2017 Bipolar membranes. A recent upgrade to the electrodialysis unit is the addition of brand new bipolar membranes for acidification and deacidification of musts and wines. Cationic or anionic membranes that enable the precise removal of ions in wine, directly impacting pH and preserving the wine's original organoleptic characteristics. Assisting winemakers around the world to create expressive wines with minimal but essential intervention, we indefinitely pursue the concept of precision enology.